Welcome to Peculiar Occurrences, and today we are going to be investigating a story about a very famous drag queen that kept a dead body in her closet for nearly 20 years. Let's discuss. Dorian Corey was born Frederick Legg in 1937, but later changed her name as she entered the world of drag. She was born in Buffalo, New York, and lived on a farm, but this wasn't the life meant for Dorian. Oh, no, no, no. In the 1950s, Dorian Corey moved to New York, New York, where she entered the world of drag, got herself a sex change, and started going to school to study art. Dorian wanted to be a star, and in her little community, she truly was. She even appeared on television a handful of times, and even a documentary. She actually became the founder of voguing and started the House of Corey, where she would hold these grand balls with about 50 prizes. If you don't know what voguing is, it's a modern style of dance out of the ballroom scene out of Harlem. It was actually popularized by Madonna in her video Vogue. Dorian had many beloved ones in the drag community, and she had her own clothing label called Corey Design. She was very well known for her costume designs and wearing a lot of feathers and boas and sequences, and many people would copy her look or wanted to wear her look. She was sort of a trendsetter of the drag community in those days. She is still memorialized within the drag community, especially around Harlem. Okay, now let's get into the peculiar parts of this story, what I know you are all here to find out about. On August 29th, 1993, Dorian Corey passed away of AIDS in Manhattan at 53 years old. In October of 1993, a drag queen named Louise Taylor and two others went over to Dorian Corey's apartment in Harlem. They were told they could take whatever costumes they wished to keep and to sell the rest. Well, while going through the costumes, a battered old green plaid garment bag caught their attention. Taylor stated to a New York magazine in 1993 that she only weighed 135 pounds and could not lift this bag. So, and being unable to find a zipper, Taylor retrieved a pair of scissors, handed it to one of the other people who started to cut it open. But as they started to cut it open, a horrific smell came out of the bag, one that's unmistakable. They didn't go any further or investigate any further, didn't look in the bag. They just went and immediately called the police. Detectives arrived on the scene and got the garment bag off of the object, and they found a rather large object wrapped in a lot of fabric. Once they got the fabric off, they found it was wrapped in a leather and plastic material. As they start unwrapping that, they start seeing all these flip-top beer tabs that came from the 60s and 70s start falling out of it. As they finished, they were surprised to find a half mummified body sitting in a fetal position in blue and white boxer shorts with a gunshot through the head. The body was so decayed that the skin had become like brittle old fabric and started falling away at the touch. So they had to concoct a sort of serum to preserve the body enough to be able to get fingerprints. They found that the man turned out to be Robert Worley, also known as Bobby, born December 18, 1938. The only records that could be found on Bobby was arrest records from 1963, where he served 3 years in prison for the R word, aping, and assaulting women. Aping. I can't say it due to YouTube standards, but I think you get what I mean. When his brother was eventually tracked down, he stated that when Bobby got out of prison, he had come to live with him and his family. And he also confirmed that Bobby would get drunk daily on vodka and had a drag queen girlfriend who he believed that he took out his violent tendencies on. He stated that the last time he had seen Bobby was sometime in the 60s when he had gotten into an argument with his neighbor and assaulted the neighbor's 7-year-old child and ran off as police were called. No one in the family had ever heard from him again, and quite frankly, Bobby's brother seemed very nonchalant about saying that when they didn't hear from him, he figured something bad like that had happened to him. Now, from all of this, the police figured that the body had been in Dorian Corey's closet for at least 20 years. Now, there's a few theories to this. One is that they had gotten into an argument, possibly while they were being intimate, and Dorian Corey had to shoot Bobby to protect herself. Bobby's brother had stated that on one evening, Bobby had actually called him on an accident trying to call Dorian and was going on and on about some sort of argument that they had had. Another theory is that Bobby had actually broken in on Dorian, and Dorian had to kill him in self-defense. This is all due to a rumor, an unconfirmed rumor, that when they found the dead body, there was actually a note pinned to its chest saying, "This poor soul tried to rob me." Yet, why did Dorian Corey keep the body? Now, the most logical explanation is probably because she was an African-American drag queen in Harlem during the 60s and 70s, and she was afraid to go to the police. She was probably pretty afraid that they wouldn't be too understanding of her situation. Racism and bigotry was very rampant then, and that would be the police's chance to take down not just an African American, but also a drag queen. And she was probably afraid of going to prison for the rest of her life. But beyond that, no one really knows. But I want to know what you think about this peculiar occurrence down below. What do you think actually happened between Bobby and Dorian? And why do you think that she kept the body? Do you know anything about this story? Have you heard about the corpse in the drag queen's closet? Let me know down below. And while you're down there, don't forget to like this video, share it out to all your peculiar friends. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and become part of our peculiar squad. Come on, we'd love to have you. And hit that little bell button on all notifications so you'll always know when I upload. And until next time, keep your eyes peeled for all things peculiar. Do 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 do.